Imagine a civilization so ancient, so mysterious, that even today, their secrets remain buried under the sands of time. The Sumerians, one of the world's earliest known civilizations, worshipped powerful deities known as the Anunnaki. But who were these beings? Were they merely symbols in ancient mythology, or could they be something more, something beyond human comprehension? In recent years, a captivating theory has emerged, suggesting that the Anunnaki were not just gods in the eyes of the Sumerians but possibly extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth thousands of years ago. As shocking as this may sound, there are countless stories, artifacts, and sculptures from the ancient world that have sparked intense speculation among historians, researchers, and even scientists. Ancient carvings depict beings with unusual, almost alien-like features, while ancient texts speak of gods who descended from the heavens, bringing knowledge and civilization to humanity. For centuries, we've marveled at the massive stone structures of the Sumerians, from intricate carvings to the early forms of writing they left behind, known as cuneiform. But when we take a closer look, we start to wonder, how did a civilization so ancient acquire such advanced knowledge and technology? Did they truly build their cities, create their laws, and develop their sciences on their own? Or were they guided by these beings, by the Anunnaki? Some believe that the Anunnaki may be the missing link in understanding our own origins. According to ancient Sumerian texts, these beings arrived on Earth with the purpose of mining gold, an element they held in high regard. But why gold? What would beings from beyond our world want with it? And more importantly, why would they need humanity's help? Today, we'll embark on a journey through ancient texts, archaeological finds, and modern theories that hint at a possibility our ancestors may have encountered beings from the stars. Whether gods, aliens, or something else entirely, the Anunnaki's story pushes us to question everything we think we know about human history. So, buckle up and prepare to dive into one of the most compelling mysteries of our ancient past. Could the Anunnaki really be proof of early extraterrestrial contact? Or is this merely another myth, blown out of proportion? The answers might just change how we see our place in the universe. To understand the enigma of the Anunnaki, we need to travel back to one of the earliest known civilizations, ancient Sumer. Located in Mesopotamia, in what is now modern-day Iraq, the Sumerians thrived around 4500 BCE. They were pioneers in various fields, developing one of the first known writing systems, cuneiform, building advanced irrigation systems, and establishing sophisticated city-states. Their society was remarkably advanced for its time, with organized cities, trade systems, and laws. But what truly sets Sumer apart is its mythology. The Sumerians worshipped a pantheon of gods, each representing natural elements and forces. Among these gods were the Anunnaki, a group of deities believed to have descended from the heavens to oversee humanity's growth. The term, Anunnaki, translates to, those who came from heaven to earth, or, princes of the royal blood. According to Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki were responsible for guiding and governing human civilization, ensuring order and prosperity. The Sumerians recorded their beliefs and legends on clay tablets, which offer us a window into their worldview. These ancient texts, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Enuma Elish, detail how the Anunnaki shaped human destiny, sometimes directly intervening in the affairs of mortals. Yet, intriguingly, many of these texts describe the Anunnaki as powerful, otherworldly beings, sometimes even as tall and imposing figures with unusual appearances. Modern interpretations of Sumerian mythology have led to fascinating theories. Some researchers suggest that these descriptions might not be entirely mythological. Instead, they could be records of encounters with beings that the Sumerians believed were divine. Could the Anunnaki have been extraterrestrial visitors, bringing knowledge and technology to early humans? Whether they were gods, advanced beings, or simply mythological figures, the Anunnaki occupy a central place in the Sumerians' stories of origin. Today, many wonder if these myths hold clues to a deeper truth, a truth that could reshape our understanding of humanity's origins and its earliest connections to the cosmos. The Anunnaki mythology raises profound questions about the origins and evolution of human civilization. Were the Anunnaki merely mythological figures created by the Sumerians to explain natural phenomena and societal rules, or do these ancient texts hide clues about real beings who influenced early humanity? This section aims to explore the core idea of the Anunnaki and dive into various theories that have emerged about who, or what, they might have been. Anunnaki in Sumerian mythology. To begin, we need to understand what the Anunnaki represented within Sumerian culture. The Sumerians described the Anunnaki as a powerful assembly of gods, believed to be descendants of the god Anu, the supreme deity of the heavens. Anu was seen as the father of the gods, and his offspring, the Anunnaki, were assigned to oversee different aspects of life on Earth. According to Sumerian belief, the Anunnaki were charged with governing humanity and maintaining order. Sumerian texts often refer to the Anunnaki as celestial beings who descended to Earth, bringing knowledge and guidance to humanity. These beings were depicted as immortal, with the ability to traverse between Earth and the heavens. The Anunnaki were credited with teaching humans various skills and sciences, from agriculture and metalworking to governance and justice. This influence led the Sumerians to view the Anunnaki as benevolent yet powerful figures, akin to divine rulers. Enuma Elish and Epic of Gilgamesh, core texts. Two key texts provide insight into the Anunnaki, the Enuma Elish and the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Enuma Elish, often called the Babylonian creation myth, describes the origins of the world and the cosmic struggle between the gods. It portrays the Anunnaki as central figures in maintaining order after chaos. While the text is primarily Babylonian, it is thought to have roots in Sumerian beliefs and reveals similar themes about divine rulers governing Earth. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest recorded stories, is a Sumerian epic that recounts the adventures of Gilgamesh, a legendary king who seeks immortality. The Anunnaki appear as key figures in this tale, often associated with wisdom and the mysteries of life and death. In the epic, Gilgamesh encounters beings thought to be Anunnaki, who offer him insights into existence. Through these interactions, the text suggests that the Anunnaki held knowledge that humans could barely comprehend. Theories of ancient astronauts. In modern times, the mythology of the Anunnaki has given rise to the ancient astronaut theory, which suggests that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in ancient times, interacting with early human civilizations. Proponents of this theory argue that the Anunnaki were not merely gods, but extraterrestrial visitors who brought advanced knowledge to humanity. This idea, popularized by researchers such as Zecharia Sitchin, challenges conventional historical interpretations and implies that humanity's early advances in agriculture, architecture, and governance may have been influenced by these beings. Sitchin's interpretation of Sumerian texts claims that the Anunnaki came to Earth in search of gold, which they needed for their own planet's atmosphere. According to his theory, the Anunnaki genetically modified early humans to create a workforce that could mine gold on their behalf. Sitchin proposed that these beings came from a planet called Nibiru, which he argued has an elongated orbit around the Sun, bringing it close to Earth every 3,600 years. While mainstream science largely dismisses this interpretation, it has sparked widespread interest and debate, leading many to revisit ancient myths and archaeological findings with a new perspective. Architectural and cultural evidence. Supporters of the ancient astronaut theory often point to architectural marvels like the pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, and other megalithic sites as potential evidence of advanced knowledge. They argue that such constructions would have been incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to build with the technology available to ancient civilizations. Some believe that the precision and scale of these structures indicate external influence, possibly by the Anunnaki or other extraterrestrial beings who imparted architectural and engineering expertise to early humans. Additionally, cultural similarities between distant civilizations have fueled speculation about a common influence. For instance, pyramid structures appear across various ancient cultures, from Egypt to Mesoamerica, despite a lack of known interaction between these civilizations. Could the concept of pyramid building have originated from a shared source, such as the teachings of the Anunnaki? Some theorists suggest that the presence of similar architectural styles worldwide hints at an advanced, possibly extraterrestrial influence that transcended geographic and cultural boundaries. Genetic manipulation theory. Another fascinating aspect of the Anunnaki legend is the theory that they engaged in genetic experimentation, potentially even creating early humans. Sumerian mythology hints at the idea of human creation, with texts describing how gods shaped mankind to serve their needs. Sitchin and others propose that the Anunnaki used their advanced knowledge to engineer Homo sapiens from pre-existing hominid species, combining their own DNA with that of Earth's early inhabitants. This idea of genetic manipulation aligns intriguingly with scientific theories of sudden evolutionary leaps in human history. For example, the relatively rapid development of the human brain and the emergence of complex societies remain subjects of intense study. Some proponents of the Anunnaki theory suggest that our rapid evolutionary advances could be the result of external intervention, not purely natural processes. This perspective has been met with skepticism but raises compelling questions about humanity's origins and the nature of our ancestors. Comparisons with other ancient civilizations. Interestingly, similar myths about god-like beings descending from the sky exist in other ancient cultures. The ancient Egyptians had their pantheon of gods, many of whom were believed to walk among humans and impart wisdom. In Mesoamerica, the Aztecs and Mayans spoke of Quetzalcoatl, a feathered serpent god believed to have come from the heavens. In India, Vedic texts describe the Devas and Asuras, beings from other realms who played roles in human events. Some researchers believe these global myths might point to a universal experience or shared memory of encounters with advanced beings. The idea of celestial beings influencing human progress is not unique to Sumer, which lends a certain credibility to the Anunnaki theory. Could these myths be reflections of real encounters with extraterrestrial beings, interpreted differently across cultures? Or do they simply represent archetypes in the human psyche, projected into stories to explain the mysteries of life? These questions remain open, but the parallels between Sumerian myths and other ancient beliefs make the case for deeper exploration. Astronomical and scientific connections. The theory of the Anunnaki is further enriched by astronomical connections, especially regarding the mysterious planet Nibiru. Though mainstream astronomy does not recognize Nibiru, the idea of an undiscovered celestial body with a long orbit has inspired many to look for evidence of Planet X. While no such planet has been definitively identified, the hypothesis of a hidden planet remains a tantalizing possibility for astronomers. If Nibiru, or a similar planet, were to exist, could it harbor life advanced enough to visit Earth? Proponents argue that such beings might have traveled vast distances using technology far beyond our own. This aspect of the Anunnaki theory links directly to modern scientific inquiries into exoplanets and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. As scientists continue to search for habitable planets beyond our solar system, the idea of ancient contact with an advanced civilization becomes increasingly conceivable, at least in theory. The legacy of the Anunnaki in popular culture. Today, the Anunnaki have become a symbol of humanity's fascination with ancient mysteries and extraterrestrial life. They appear in books, movies, and even video games, symbolizing our desire to understand our origins and our place in the universe. The Anunnaki myth continues to inspire those who question mainstream narratives about history, evolution, and the potential for life beyond Earth. Their story represents both a challenge to scientific orthodoxy and an invitation to reimagine our understanding of history. Criticisms and skepticism. Critics argue that the Anunnaki theory relies on speculative interpretations and lacks empirical evidence. Linguists and historians challenge Sitchin's translations, noting that his interpretations of Sumerian texts deviate from conventional scholarship. Additionally, scientists are skeptical of the genetic manipulation hypothesis, citing a lack of biological evidence to support the idea that humans were engineered by an advanced race. Mainstream scholars argue that myths about gods descending from the heavens were simply early attempts to understand natural phenomena, not records of extraterrestrial encounters. While these critiques are valid, they do not diminish the fascination surrounding the Anunnaki and the questions they raise about human history. Conclusion. The ongoing mystery. The Anunnaki remain a compelling mystery, symbolizing the allure of ancient myths and the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. Whether they were gods, aliens, or simply the inventions of a rich mythology, the Anunnaki continue to capture our imaginations. Their story invites us to question what we know about human history, to explore the boundaries of science and myth, and to consider the possibility that we may have been shaped by forces beyond our understanding. As we continue to seek answers, the legend of the Anunnaki serves as a reminder that the past may hold secrets yet to be uncovered. The ancient Sumerians left behind fascinating records that offer glimpses into their beliefs about the Anunnaki. Archaeological discoveries in the Mesopotamian region, particularly in ancient cities like Uruk and Nippur, have revealed tablets and artifacts that provide clues to understanding the significance of the Anunnaki. These records, many written in cuneiform script on clay tablets, describe the Anunnaki as powerful deities who ruled from above, imparting wisdom and laws to humanity. One of the most significant sources of information is the Sumerian king list, a record that lists the reigns of kings before and after a massive flood, much like the story of Noah's Ark in the Bible. The king list contains some peculiar entries, suggesting that the early kings ruled for incredibly long periods, tens of thousands of years, in some cases. According to the text, these long reigns were a result of divine intervention, as the Anunnaki themselves appointed the early kings and granted them the authority to rule. This has led to theories that the Anunnaki were more than mythological beings and may have played a tangible role in early human governance. Another crucial text is the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest recorded literary works. In this epic, Gilgamesh, a semi-divine king, encounters gods and explores realms that humans aren't meant to see. The epic depicts the Anunnaki as beings with the power to shape humanity's destiny. Scholars often interpret these tales as symbolic, representing humanity's struggle to understand life, death, and the cosmos. However, proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that these stories might reference real encounters with beings who possessed advanced knowledge. Intricate carvings and sculptures in temples and other sacred spaces depict the Anunnaki with distinctive features, often wearing horned helmets or other regalia associated with divinity. Some carvings even show what appears to be advanced technology, sparking debate over whether these figures represented celestial beings who visited Earth with technological knowledge. Although mainstream historians view these records as mythological, many continue to see them as potential evidence of ancient extraterrestrial interaction. Whether the Anunnaki were gods, extraterrestrials, or myth, these records continue to fuel debate, challenging us to consider how much influence these ancient figures might have had on early civilizations and our understanding of humanity's origins. The Anunnaki have been a topic of intense debate among historians, archaeologists, and theorists for decades. To understand who or what the Anunnaki might have been, it's essential to dive into various religious texts, historical records, and modern theories that attempt to unravel the mystery surrounding these ancient beings. Religious texts and Anunnaki parallels. While the Anunnaki are most famously mentioned in Sumerian mythology, parallels can be drawn to other religious traditions that describe powerful, godlike beings who interacted with humanity. For instance, the Nephilim, mentioned in the book of Genesis in the Bible, are described as the offspring of sons of God and human women. Some scholars and theorists suggest that the Anunnaki may have been similar beings, potentially extraterrestrial, who interacted with humans on a fundamental level. The Nephilim, like the Anunnaki, were seen as giants with great power and influence, adding to theories that these ancient beings could be connected across cultures. In Islamic tradition, there are mentions of beings like the jinn who exist in parallel to humans but are hidden from sight. Though not directly linked to the Anunnaki, the concept of hidden, powerful beings interacting with humanity has similarities to the role the Anunnaki played in Sumerian beliefs. Such parallels in different religious texts suggest that ancient cultures had a shared understanding or interpretation of divine or supernatural beings, potentially hinting at a common origin for these myths and stories. Historical texts and Sumerian beliefs. In ancient Mesopotamian records, the Anunnaki were considered deities associated with the heavens and the earth, believed to be descendants of the supreme gods Anu, the sky god, and Ki, the earth goddess. The Anunnaki were seen as the governing deities who controlled aspects of human civilization, from agriculture to governance. The Enuma Elish, a Sumerian creation myth, describes a hierarchy of gods, with the Anunnaki serving as intermediaries between higher deities and humans. The Sumerian King List, a document listing early rulers of Sumer, contains another notable reference to the Anunnaki. According to the list, certain kings ruled for thousands of years before a great flood. This is where the Anunnaki supposedly stepped in to appoint rulers. The seemingly impossible reign lengths have sparked theories that these kings may not have been human but rather supernatural beings or visitors who held power. This raises questions about the origins of human civilization and whether the Anunnaki might have played a direct role in establishing early societies. Ancient astronaut theory and the Anunnaki. One of the most intriguing modern theories regarding the Anunnaki is the ancient astronaut theory, popularized by authors like Zecharia Sitchin. Sitchin proposed that the Anunnaki were not deities but extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth thousands of years ago from a planet called Nibiru. According to this theory, the Anunnaki needed resources like gold and came to Earth for mining purposes. In order to carry out their operations, Sitchin suggested, the Anunnaki genetically engineered early humans to serve as laborers. This concept is often linked to the idea that ancient Sumerians were taught advanced knowledge in agriculture, mathematics, and astronomy by these beings. Critics argue that Sitchin's interpretations are speculative, with many historians pointing out inconsistencies and translation issues in his work. However, the allure of the ancient astronaut theory persists, as it provides an explanation for the sudden rise of sophisticated civilization in ancient Mesopotamia and other parts of the world. Proponents argue that such rapid development could indicate outside intervention or knowledge imparted by a more advanced civilization. Symbolism and depictions of Anunnaki in artifacts. Numerous Sumerian artifacts depict the Anunnaki, often shown with distinct features, such as tall, humanoid figures wearing elaborate clothing or helmets adorned with horns. In some depictions, they appear to be wielding objects or tools that resemble modern machinery, which has led to speculation that they possessed advanced technology. Some carvings and statues also show the Anunnaki holding bags or spheres, symbols that remain a mystery but are often interpreted as containers of knowledge or power. In fact, similar imagery can be found in other ancient cultures, from Mesoamerica to Egypt, suggesting a shared iconography or an influence that reached beyond Sumeria. Historical interpretations versus myth. While many scholars interpret the Anunnaki's stories as mythological, focusing on their role within the Sumerian religious and social structures, the persistence of these stories across cultures and centuries raises questions about their origin. The Anunnaki myth, much like other creation and divine intervention myths, speaks to humanity's attempt to understand its place in the universe. Some historians believe the stories reflect the Sumerians' awe and respect for natural forces, personifying them as gods. Yet, the alternative perspective, that the Anunnaki were real beings with physical influence, continues to attract attention. This theory challenges conventional understanding of human history and proposes that our ancestors may have interacted with beings who had access to advanced knowledge or technology. If true, this would suggest that human civilization was shaped, in part, by contact with otherworldly beings. Conclusion. The debate around the Anunnaki, whether gods, extraterrestrial beings, or mythological archetypes, demonstrates the enduring fascination humanity has with questions of origin and purpose. Ancient records, religious texts, and modern interpretations all point to the possibility that our ancestors sought answers in beings beyond the human realm, seeking guidance and understanding from the mysterious Anunnaki. Regardless of their true nature, the Anunnaki continue to capture the imagination of historians, believers, and skeptics alike, embodying our quest to understand the forces that may have shaped the early stages of human civilization. Theories about the purpose of the Anunnaki's presence on Earth have been a topic of intrigue, with interpretations ranging from religious mythology to scientific speculation. Among these theories, one of the most popular is Zecharia Sitchin's hypothesis that the Anunnaki were ancient extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth in search of resources, specifically gold. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki arrived from a planet called Nibiru, which allegedly has an elongated orbit around the Sun, bringing it close to Earth every 3,600 years. Sitchin speculated that gold was essential for the Anunnaki's technology or atmosphere, and they came to Earth to mine it. This theory suggests that, due to the physical labor involved, the Anunnaki created humanity by genetically altering early hominids to serve as a workforce for their mining operations. While this idea lacks scientific evidence, it's gained popularity for offering a unique answer to the question of humanity's origins and purpose. In Sumerian mythology, however, the purpose of the Anunnaki seems less extraterrestrial and more spiritual. As per Sumerian beliefs, the Anunnaki were deities with control over various aspects of the natural world and society. They were seen as intermediaries between humanity and the higher gods, guiding human civilization in matters such as agriculture, governance, and spirituality. The Anunnaki's presence in Sumerian culture reflects a society striving to explain natural phenomena and seeking divine intervention in times of hardship. Another theory posits that the Anunnaki were merely symbolic representations of natural forces, personified to help early humans understand their world. This view holds that the Anunnaki represent humanity's need for order and governance, depicting figures with the power to control life's unpredictability. As such, the Anunnaki may have been a metaphor for the forces that shaped early society and provided structure to an otherwise chaotic existence. In summary, theories about the Anunnaki's purpose range from extraterrestrial gold miners to symbolic figures of control. While Sitchin's ideas fueled modern fascination with the Anunnaki, the more traditional view presents them as cultural icons in ancient Sumerian society. Regardless of their origins, the Anunnaki's story reflects humanity's desire to understand and interact with forces greater than itself. The story of the Anunnaki isn't just a tale of ancient gods or possible extraterrestrial visitors, it carries deep symbolic and philosophical implications that can resonate even today. Some scholars argue that the Anunnaki's story serves as a metaphor for humanity's eternal struggle with questions about origins, purpose, and the nature of power. Philosophically, the Anunnaki can represent the human journey of enlightenment and the search for purpose. In the myths, these powerful beings descend from the heavens, displaying traits of wisdom, authority, and command over the forces of nature. This descent could symbolize humanity's aspiration to connect with something beyond itself, an innate desire to find meaning by understanding higher realms of existence, whether divine or cosmic. The Anunnaki's influence over society, law, and agriculture in Sumerian culture emphasizes this need for order and structure, as well as humanity's relationship with knowledge and progress. From a symbolic perspective, the Anunnaki can also represent the dual nature of power. They were revered as gods, yet their stories include themes of conflict, jealousy, and struggle among themselves, reflecting human flaws despite their divine status. This duality speaks to the complex nature of power and its potential to create or destroy. The Anunnaki, as symbols of authority and civilization, remind us that power is a double-edged sword that can foster growth and order but also bring chaos if misused. In a sense, they embody the wisdom that absolute power must be tempered with responsibility and self-awareness. Another interpretation suggests that the Anunnaki represent the unknown forces or mysteries that humanity faces. Their very existence in mythology serves as an explanation for phenomena the Sumerians couldn't comprehend, such as the changing of seasons, the cycle of life and death, and the forces of nature. This symbolic lens paints the Anunnaki not as literal beings but as a projection of humanity's need to understand and explain the unknown, to make sense of the chaotic forces surrounding them. In modern times, the Anunnaki can serve as a reflection of humanity's ongoing quest for meaning and the ethical questions that arise with scientific and technological advancements. They embody the age-old questions: where did we come from? Why are we here? And how should we wield the power we possess? The Anunnaki myth thus persists not just as a tale of ancient gods but as a timeless reminder of humanity's existential search and the importance of humility in the face of the unknown. As we dive deeper into the story of the Anunnaki, we uncover more than just ancient myths. Their tale carries profound insights that invite us to reflect on our own understanding of knowledge, power, and human potential. The Anunnaki myth, whether viewed as a historical account, symbolic narrative, or spiritual metaphor, speaks to humanity's timeless search for purpose, our yearning to understand creation, and our complex relationship with power and wisdom. One key insight the Anunnaki myth offers is the reminder of humanity's interconnectedness with the cosmos. The ancient Sumerians believed these beings descended from the heavens, bridging the gap between the earthly and the celestial. This belief emphasizes an awareness of a greater cosmic reality beyond the limits of human comprehension, encouraging us to look beyond our own world. In the modern era, the tale of the Anunnaki urges us to seek harmony between science, spirituality, and our natural environment. It suggests that perhaps we are not alone in our pursuit of knowledge and that every civilization, past and future, strives to understand its origins. Another powerful takeaway is the Anunnaki's symbolic representation of the duality of power. The myths reveal these beings not as infallible gods but as complex characters with flaws, ambitions, and internal conflicts. This depiction mirrors the potential and peril that power brings. Just as the Anunnaki wielded great influence over human civilization, today's leaders, thinkers, and scientists carry a similar responsibility. We are reminded that true wisdom is not about dominance but understanding. Real progress is grounded in ethics and balance, not mere control. Finally, the Anunnaki's tale encourages us to embrace mystery. Their narrative is filled with unanswered questions and theories that may never be fully proven or debunked. Yet it captivates us because it speaks to the universal human desire to understand the unknown. By leaving room for wonder, the Anunnaki legend inspires us to keep questioning, learning, and exploring, even when we may not find clear answers. In contemplating the legacy of the Anunnaki, we're reminded that humanity's journey is not just about seeking answers but also about appreciating the beauty of the quest itself, remaining open to the mysteries that shape our existence. This philosophical takeaway challenges us to live with curiosity, humility, and a balanced approach to the power we hold. In unraveling the mystery of the Anunnaki, we've ventured into the depths of ancient history, mythology, and cosmic possibilities. The Anunnaki are much more than mere characters in old Sumerian tales. they're symbols of humanity's enduring curiosity about our origins, the mysteries of the universe, and the concept of life beyond our planet. These beings, whether gods, extraterrestrial visitors, or mythical archetypes, capture our imagination and challenge our understanding of what it means to be human. We've examined theories suggesting that the Anunnaki may have played a role in early human civilization, perhaps even sharing advanced knowledge that helped shape the course of history. Stories of their grand temples, sophisticated knowledge, and interactions with humans have led some to believe they were extraterrestrial visitors, while others interpret them as deities born from the minds of ancient people seeking to explain life's mysteries. As we conclude, we're left with questions that ignite a sense of wonder. If the Anunnaki were real, who were they? Were they simply mythological figures, or is there truth hidden within these ancient stories? And if they were indeed visitors from beyond, what was their purpose in interacting with humanity? These questions remain unanswered but spark a valuable pursuit of knowledge and understanding. The legacy of the Anunnaki challenges us to remain open-minded and curious, encouraging us to seek knowledge from every source, ancient and modern, seen and unseen. By diving into the mysteries of the Anunnaki, we're reminded of our own journey, the human journey, to understand our place in the vast cosmos. So, whether the Anunnaki are real beings from another world or symbols of our own inner quest, their story remains a powerful narrative that unites past, present, and future in a shared desire to uncover the unknown. The Anunnaki encourage us not only to seek answers but to appreciate the beauty of the questions themselves. And as we ponder these mysteries, we find ourselves one step closer to understanding the universe and ourselves. This journey may just be the beginning. To uncover even more insights about ancient mysteries and cosmic possibilities, stay tuned and keep questioning. The adventure continues.